In this vast world that is closer than ever before, millions of people travel from one country to another on a daily basis. To prove their identity and nationality on foreign lands, passengers must carry a travel document, usually a passport issued by the government of their country of origin, except when they travel between countries that allow free passage of people across its borders, such as the European Union. A traveler may also be required to carry a passport while traveling in the same country, as when one travels between mainland China and Hong Kong, a city in China that has government, police, banking, postal system, immigration policy and its passport. In order to obtain a passport, you need to belong to a country, which may seem a very natural thing, but not every person in this world has this property, since about 12 million people in the world are stateless, which means that they do not belong to any one country, and they cannot cross borders to travel to another country unless they obtain refugee travel documents. Also, just because you hold a passport issued by a country does not automatically make you a citizen of that country. For example, the Latvian state issues passports to individuals who are not Latvian citizens, but their families have resided in the region since the Soviet era. People born in countries of the United States of America, such as American Samoa and the island of Swains, belong to the United States of America and are not citizens of the United States. They hold American passports, but they are not allowed to vote in the federal elections or in any state. For example, ordinary people in North Korea are not allowed to obtain passports even though they are native citizens. There are more than 200 government agencies from 195 recognized sovereign states in this world that can issue passports of various countries to their people. But the European Union has a list of 180 fictional passports, most of which are for fun and carry no value. For example, there is a passport for Alaska, a passport for the state of Texas, and a passport for the world. Also, there's a so-called fake passport, and this may be the weirdest thing ever, which is what interests us. This passport is not intended for entertainment, and it is designed to trick those who examine it into believing that it is in fact a true passport, as all details are natural inside and out, and it follows all basic rules and standards, but there is a basic defect in it. The country issued by it does not exist. For example, Ceylon is the former name for Sri Lanka, the island country in southern India in the Indian Ocean. The country changed its name in 1972 after becoming a republic, and has been using the new name in all official documents since then. It is clear that the passport bearing the name of the state, Ceylon, cannot be used to cross the border, but hundreds of people around the world carry such passports with them while traveling abroad, and the purpose is to hide the true nationality of the traveler and provide a false identity for use in extreme emergencies. Disclosure of a true passport, and thus nationality, can be improper, dangerous, or bring unwanted attention. The concept of camouflage passports arose in the 1980s when travelers across continents became major targets of kidnapping and international violence on an increasing scale. In 1979, Iranians held American citizens hostage because of their nationality, and in 1985 an American citizen was killed on the hijacked plane TWA Flight 847 because he was holding an American passport. These incidents made Donna Walker, authorized to make camouflage passports, aware of the need for documents to help Americans change the nationality in emergency situations abroad. Donna began asking the Sri Lankan embassy if they still own the right to the previous name, Ceylon, and since they did not, she designed and produced hundreds of passports in the names of different countries accepted by the International Documentation Service. Donna sold these passports to her clients all over the world for a few $100s. It also provided them with additional documents, such as a library subscription card or driver's license that should be used within the non-existent country, to add realism to the fraudulent traveler's nationality. During the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait in 1990, a group of Qassid European oil extraction companies managed to use camouflage documents to cross through Iraqi checkpoints and flee to Jordan. Also, after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1991, camouflage became popular among German businessmen who wanted to avoid constant discontent with them when traveling. Passports are sold primarily online in the name of more than 20 unknown countries that no longer exist or have changed their name. Mostly, they are former colonies that change their name upon independence, or use the names of places or political divisions that exist within a real country but have not issued or cannot issue passports. The purpose is for the passport to sound familiar but not so familiar that it appears to a customs, immigration or police officer to believe that the passport holder is a person from a small, unimportant country that does not represent an enemy, or that its holder is not a potential hostage of high-valuing a terrorist event. In simple words, a man who is not very interesting from a country that is not very interesting. Camouflage passports seem a good idea until the thorny aspects of the matter emerge. After 9/11, the US government imposed restrictions on the sale and use of these passports despite the laws not being violated because of their possession. Camouflage passports fall into the category of imaginary passports, which means that they do not resemble the real passport used somewhere in the world, and they are technically of no value. However, reports indicate that these documents are used in criminal activity, including terrorism and money laundering, and that most camouflage passports are purchased for these purposes. These passports are still legal in Australia, New Zealand and all European Union countries. But even so, the traveler can face a problem if he is considered by the customs official to have valid passports for two different countries. That is, overcoming a dangerous person by carrying a fake passport carries an additional risk of his own. It is, in fact, a matter of danger versus danger.